I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you both?
Hi,
Hi,
great.
good.
So, why did you decide to approach issues that kids go through a sci-fi lens?
Was a fan of Twilight Zone growing up. I watched that in reruns, and I thought it would be fun to do a show like Twilight Zone for kids with kid relatable stories. And Twilight Zone was very good at using their science fiction stories as an allegory. And while we don't go that far, but what we are doing is we're trying to offer stories that kids will relate to and use the science fiction and the technology as an arena that will elevate those stories.
Yes. And why did you decide to go through the anthology approach? I know you mentioned Twilight Zone a little bit.
An anthology gives us an opportunity it gives the viewers an opportunity to see a new character each week who has their own goals, their own problems or predicaments, and watch them go on a journey. And at the end of the episode, you get a resolution. So there's an opportunity there to feel complete. You don't have to see episode 1, 2, 3 in order to enjoy episode 4. For one thing. Another thing about an anthology is we considered this a real opportunity to feature diverse leads. Our casting directors were very proactive and aggressive about seeking out talent all over the country, Canada, US, UK. And what you're going to see is, an episode where there's a boy lead, and another episode is a girl lead, and another episode has a Latino lead, and another one's an African American lead. And by doing an anthology, you could switch up who your lead character is, and people can see themselves on screen.
Yes. For both of you, what is your favorite episode?
Well, we love all of our children, but for me, I have a real fondness for the picture perfect episode where the family's going through divorce. And I just thought it was so wonderfully acted, and I had never seen anything like that in kids' television. And I just loved the way it came out, and the way it looked, and the way it was acted. And I thought it was beautiful.
I have a couple favorites. I really am fond of parental controls, where you have a brother and a sister who are feeling a little bit controlled by their parents and overscheduled. And they get this universal remote control to operate their television, and it turns out it also controls their parents. So they can put their parents on pause or mute their parents, and suddenly they no longer have all these controls. They have all this freedom, and it's got a lot of funny moments in it, obviously. But it also has some heartfelt moments, and at the end, there's consequences to a story like that.
Yes. So the show features a lot of different kind of like sci-fi moments and elements that are supposed to make the person's life easier. And so usually it doesn't turn out that way. But if you could have any kind of sci-fi gadget to make your life easier with no consequences, what would you have?
It would be great if I had like a device I could put on my head so I could read other people's thoughts. I think that I think that could be really fun, and also maybe a little disturbing now that I think about it. That would be one fun one.
I'm a sucker for teleportation. I just think that would be my favorite.
Yes. Where did you find the inspiration to see kind of what problems middle schoolers go through? Obviously, we've all been to middle school ourselves, but how did you find the inspiration for each episode?
Well, we did start with both, what was relatable to this age. I have 2 children, so I also got to, use them as focus groups. We started that way a lot of the time. And other times we also just started with what would be, really cool. Like, who wouldn't like to freeze their parents with a remote control? And then we start with those sort of relatable ideas that are really big and fun, and then work backwards and come up with an episode.
Sometimes it stems from emotion, and sometimes it stems from what's going to be really cool and fun to watch.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a good one.
Thank you.